Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Bar and Grill and the Blind Tiger Bar.
Come here, man. The fucking census man was coming to the door.
I heard him.
And you know what? Nicola thought we were recording, so she thought, there'd be nothing in this.
Yeah.
And she was flirting like...
I heard you. I heard you, Nicola. That's some serious flirting you were doing.
She said, I'm going to grab the form clean off you. He said, have a how to be form. He said, how's me form? She said, your form is lovely.
And you know what was playing in the background? A dose of John Denver.
Why?
You fill up my senses.
Yeah. There we go. There's other ones as well. I just can't remember them. Ray.
That was my favourite.
Come here. Any old crack or no? Or what's the crack? Did you fill out your census?
I did. Pain there, I suppose.
Come here. Do you know what the worst thing about it is?
What?
Like, imagine if you're... And actually, I must ask Brendan this, because you know if you're staying in the hotel, you have to fill it out in the hotel. Like, you know, you have to fill it out where you are at the time of filling it out. So you know that?
Yeah, sorry.
That must be the most annoying bastard thing.
I couldn't be as sad now as what I was doing.
Why? What do you mean?
I felt... I'm 38, right?
Yeah.
So there was me sitting down filling out my census, right? Right. And it's person 1 to 6.
Yeah.
So a piece of information. Obviously, you know that I live in a complicated domestic situation.
Yeah. Well, you and Laura have a child. Yeah.
We have a child called Sean.
Yeah.
But on Sunday night, where the census was to be filled out, Laura was absent from the house.
Oh yeah.
She was over in her mother's.
She was. Yeah.
So I had to mark her as absent.
Yeah, but you know why though? She said, "I'm not ready yet to be on the same census form as you."
Would you like to be on the census with me?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. She said no.
Yeah,
I
she
said, would
said
you like
no.
to be on the census? No.
I'm just not there yet.
Yeah. No, we're not there yet in the relationship.
Yeah, but it takes a long time, man, to get to
7 years.
You know what I mean? And we both got to put her name on this census form.
It's a big step.
A huge step.
I think the ring has to be on the finger before she'd say, I'll go on the census. Yeah.
Absolutely. Of course.
There's a country song. I'll go on the census if you hit the ring on the finger.
Put the ring on the finger and I'll go on the census.
That's it. But I felt like it was me and Sean.
Yeah.
I was filling it out for. And obviously I was filling it out for me and Sean.
Oh, yeah.
But I was answering all Sean's questions.
Yeah, so Sean wasn't filling it out for himself, no?
No, he wasn't.
Of course he wasn't.
But it just...
You might fill that out for me.
It was like two old lads living together, which I know we spoke about before, that it could end up that way. Remember there was a documentary at some point, me wiping Sean's arse type thing.
Well, I think it's more likely now than not likely that you'll end up as...
Just Laura will hopefully be with us, caring for us.
No, but that might even be the case. Well, she'd be sick of two old lads inside the house.
True.
You know what I mean? And what's going to end up happening is in 40 years, or let me work this out, 42 years.
Right.
In 42 years, Sean's going to be saying, you might fill out me sentences, Ray, will you fill out? And then you'll be going, for fuck's sake.
I'm this last 40 years filling out your census. I'm sick of it.
I'm 42 years filling out your census. Go on anyway, sorry. So you filled out your census Sunday night.
That's it.
What? All right, good, lovely stuff. Thanks for listening to the Kendy Raybo podcast.
Yeah, episode 153.
There's enough buzz, and I love the conspiracy theories that are around the census, especially nowadays, because you know, social, international, geographical politics are so fucking goddamn hot.
Okay.
So the best one I heard was that the reason that they're filling out the census now, not because they do it every 7 years anyway. No. It's because they want to find out how many spare bedrooms you have in your house so they can put Ukrainians into it. No.
Stop it.
They want to put the Ukraine... Now, I have a couple of things to say about the Ukrainians, first of all. So, first of all, that is...
An awful belt in them on Tinder, I'm told.
What? Is there?
Yeah.
Is there an awful influx?
Oh, yeah. Tinder's rightly flying lately, apparently.
And that's a great-looking race, man.
Yeah.
And also, there's certain fellas that I know for sure who nearly only go for... I have a friend in Dublin, right? And I think since the age of 14, he's only gone out with Brazilians.
Right.
And it's about 8 or 9 of them. You know what I mean? Like, so he's made his choice.
Yeah.
Look, I like the Brazilians.
That's my type of girl.
Yeah, so I'm going to stick with them and them only.
Yeah.
Now, what I was going to say about Ukrainians, right? Sorry, and we're again supporting Ukraine here in the podcast room by having a yellow and blue mic pop filter. Yeah, because that's what we meant to do. What was I going to say about Ukrainians? Here we go. Number one, right? They're not filling out the census because they want to find out if you have spare bedrooms so they can put a fucking family in it, okay?
We're not doing that.
They're not doing that.
No,
they just fill out the census every 7 years, isn't it?
That's it, yeah.
Okay.
And I can give you an application of what the census does.
What do you mean?
Yeah, in my governmental job, we do grants.
Right.
For older people. And,
and how many grants are in the... No, sorry.
The good thing
I was making a shit name joke there, which I was trying to drag out, but we're going to move on.
But yeah, the whole thing, we use the census to figure out how many older people are in each county council area.
All right, okay.
And then we give them their share. So if we had €100 and we'll say Mayo had 10 older people, we'll give them a tenner. To cover that amount of older people.
I knew the government was bad, but I didn't know that the whole housing department had €100 to spend.
That's all we have. It's every year. It's a pain in the arse. Can you now? You understand now why there's no houses?
Honest to God, now it all makes sense.
Yeah, we have about 18 billion for the Ukrainians coming over though.
Yeah, so isn't it funny there? Because that was the other thing I was going to say. Isn't it funny now that all of a sudden, I know we will though. We will put money towards it now. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't get. I don't
like. The normal people are going, Jez, I'd love if they built a load of houses, right? And they're saying, how can we build houses? We have no money. Don't be looking at me.
You're going down a very controversial route.
No, I'm just saying that it is funny, though, that it happens now.
It's not funny. I'll tell you why it's not funny.
Go on.
For starters, I think an awful lot of Ukrainians that are coming in from escaping and fleeing the war are being put up by people who are actually volunteering properties.
And that's the next thing I wanted to talk about. Brilliant. And great, but keep going.
And if they're not volunteering properties, you have very kind hotel owners basically saying, look, we're not doing a whole lot of business in the West Wing. We'll throw 300 families in there.
300 families into the West Wing.
Perfect. There's fellas down in Kerry who owns castles. They're taking in an odd family here and there.
Lovely.
You know, and finally, the tents are going up below in the army barracks. The army are in building up load tents for emergency accommodation.
So there's nothing left in the middle Isle of Little.
No, there's not.
There's nothing. The whole place
there's a big countrywide effort to get people going. They're not. Yeah, that's what's happening.
Can I talk to you about some cynicism, please?
Go on, lay it on me.
If you please, Raybo, I'd like to bring some cynicism into the argument. People will go very far for fair play to me's, right?
Right.
People will go very far to put up on social media fair play to me's.
Yeah.
And I think that there's people in this country who are taking in Ukrainian families so that they can put a picture up on Facebook and let everyone get 150 likes.
No. I don't agree with you.
I agree with everything I just said.
I remember how exciting it was when we were getting, the Spanish exchange students.
Yeah.
We didn't even get them. Yeah. But someone in the neighbourhood was getting a Spanish exchange.
Yeah.
The excitement of having Miguel over.
Yeah. But
it was a marvellous moment. And I can only imagine that's what's driving people. Jeez, we could take in a whole family. This will be great crack. There'll be good fun. And sure, they'll take up the rest of the seat in mass.
That makes it even more cynical.
Right.
Because they're going, I'm going to take in this Ukrainian family because I think I'm going to have a load of crack with them. But I'm also going to put it up on Facebook for the big fair play to me's. You know what I mean?
I don't think they're looking for the fair play to me.
No, I've seen people looking for the fair play to me.
But did they openly say, by the way, I really like a fair play to me on this?
No, they come on and they say, look what I know all. Here's the thing, you were on about the fucking Spanish students coming in.
Miguel.
Miguel.
He was a great man for buying me Bulmers when I needed it.
I mean, it's funny that his name is Miguel. He wouldn't buy a San Miguel. Anyway, so you're on about that, but that wasn't the same because he wasn't fleeing Anton Man, only the son. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Spain now back in the day wasn't great either. But yes, no, there was no threat of life.
Wasn't that bad?
No, it wasn't.
Until we went over and admitted what we wanted it to be.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Here's the thing, though. Right, because a friend of mine when we were kids used to take in Chernobyl children.
Oh, all right.
You know what I mean? And they'd mind the same ones. Yeah, but I'll tell you one thing. Even though it wasn't around, man, his mother wasn't putting up on MySpace. Just got my very own Ukrainian family. Look at me, guys. You know what I mean?
There was probably okay. I'm with you. You're cynical.
No, I'm not being cynical.
Is it a core belief of yours? Is it a core value that you kind of treat things with a degree of cynicism?
I think it's very important, and I hope everybody takes these values and at face value and lives by them. Right? Okay.
I take it at face value. I'm going fair play to you.
I
openly hand them a fair play to you.
Yeah, no, but here we go.
I no question their motivations.
This is the one thing I've learned in my life, Ray.
What's that?
If I've learned anything, man, between me 600 points of the Leaving Cert, me 2 failed colleges.
Between us.
Right?
600 between us.
This is what I have learned. Nobody does nothing for nothing. Right? Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Nobody out there does nothing for nothing.
You're entitled to be of that opinion.
But I think that all I'm saying is that it's also okay. You know what I mean? Like if they want to go, I'm going to get a Ukrainian family and put this up on Facebook because it makes me feel nice.
Yeah.
Well, we put a podcast out so people say fair play to us.
Yeah.
Like we're all the same. You know what I mean? I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but I've seen a lot of people putting up, well, I took in a family, so there you go, I took one in. You know what I mean? And I've seen,
I love the way you're wording it. I'd love to see that on Facebook.
I put it
so there. Yeah. So there. You think you're great, do you? Down the road, Mrs. Jones.
One of them actually said, nah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm just saying, it's obviously, certain people travel very, very well, right? And we have no problem with that in Ireland, thank God. You know what I mean? People who come in here work and they do what they got to do the same way that we did when we travelled everywhere all over the world.
Sure.
We went as far as London.
Yeah.
Right. Did you know that?
Yeah, we did.
Honest to God.
Apparently there's 70 million people in the world that actually claim or would have Irish roots.
But do you know what I love the most about that? It's not that we travelled so well and took over. It's that not only did we travel so well and take over, but we must have rode everything that moved. You know what I mean? We just were like rabbits. Like there's what did you say? 70 million or whatever the hell it is.
I can only imagine that it's millions and millions of incidences of a lad from Cavan walking into a bar and going, "How are you doing?
How are you going?
How are you getting on?
Where are you from?
You come here often."
Come here. If you were, let's say, if we were forced, like, you know what I mean? We can't stay here no more, right?
Oh, if we were in their shoes.
Yeah, like let's say if the Queen of England, what's her name again? Lizzie.
Yeah.
Whatever, right? If she says, lads, I'm going back in and taking Ireland again.
So we got to get out.
Fuck this. And Boris Johnson says, I'll be honest, put me on the plane. I'm going. Come on. Where, if we had to flee, would you like to go?
Where would I have to flee to? Well, apparently we're big in that island. What do you call it? St. Anthony?
St. Grenadines and the
yeah,
young
we could go there. Would that be nice?
But like we can't get there though. Like let's say the whole place is blown asunder.
And England, they're blowing us asunder.
So we go east. Right?
Or we go
east. Kendy Raybo set off going, we have to get the hell out of here, right?
So we're going in the direction of the people that are persecuting us.
Yeah, but we have to go through it. We stop there and we say, but actually it turns out we're not wanted here at all.
Are you telling me the Ukrainians are using Russia as an escape corridor?
No, I'm saying we would use England as an escape corridor.
But they're the one that's persecuting us.
Hide in plain sight, bitch.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like they're not going to blow up their own city.
Would you not go west?
No, because if you go west, man, it's ages, man. It's loads and they live in a different time zone.
Right, okay. Sound.
But come here, what I'm saying is, where would you end up if you had to go to Europe? I'm trying to direct you towards Europe.
Right.
Where would you like to be if you had to go to Europe?
Switzerland is it's awful expensive.
It's fucking awful expensive, Ray.
Yeah, it is awful. It's just a nice country. In that if you're fleeing war, that'd be the safest spot, you know?
You know, like if my mother had to go to, like, she'd say something like, you know, can I get a fucking scone there and a cup of tea or whatever? Yeah. And immediately she'd go, you're joking me.
The price of it.
You're joking me. Yeah. It's not 12 quid, is it?
I'd probably go to France.
Oh, would you? That'd suit you down to the ground as well,
because we're
man.
kind of the Normandy area, you know? It's kind of like home, but it's not.
No, but the people aren't.
They're not. They speak a different language. But you'll be out.
Oh, do you know? I don't know. I don't know.
Two French lads in a podcast giving out about people being housed.
Oh, they'd be giving out anyway, man. Jesus Christ. So I got in an argument with a Frenchman a week ago.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
What about?
I don't want to say too much.
Was he an actual Frenchman?
Yes, he was, right.
An actual, so a French person?
Yes.
From France?
A French person from France, right?
And what was the nature of the argument?
I can't get into it too much, like, because...
Well, sure, do what I do and kind of fudge the details.
Right, okay. So, I'm going to fudge up these details. I stood beside this gentleman.
Yes.
And he said, you okay there? And he helped me with something, right? So I gave him the thing. And then he was a bit flustered. So he said to me, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Good morning. Oh. And I said, good morning, right? Yeah. And he said, you need to calm down right now.
Good?
Yeah. I swear to God, Ray.
I'm sorry.
I swear to God.
That's so French.
Honestly. Like, I was like, what is it? And he said, you're making me very, very nervous.
Oh.
And I was like, but what am I doing, though?
Yeah.
And he was like, it doesn't matter now, does it? And I said, no, it does matter now.
Yeah.
Right? It really, really matters now.
Now you were making him nervous. Because now
no, but that was my intention then. I was going to go, okay, if you're going to switch to fifth gear, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to follow you into fifth gear.
Right.
Right? So.
No de-escalation with you.
No, but here's the thing, right? Because I fucking hate that. That drives me mad, right?
What?
You said that, because that's you do that. You be like, I apologize to him now, and I told him, sorry if I made you nervous. But that's fucking stupid, Ray.
That's what I would have done.
Yeah, I know.
So he said, you're making me nervous. My head would have gone, I have no idea what's going on here, but the best thing to do is to take it back a notch.
But why?
And I go, look, I'm very sorry. Whatever I've done to make you nervous, I am now retreating from this situation and de-escalating it.
But that is such a... Listen to me, Ray. Sometimes you got to stand up, man, grow a pair of... No, Laura's going to leave you, man.
No, she's such...
Laura's going to leave you, man, if you keep up this attitude.
She doesn't enjoy it either. She's like, will you just be a man about it?
Come on, here's the thing, right?
Stop apologising to everybody.
But here's the thing, right, with this gentleman. Like, it was so flabbergasting, right?
Yeah.
But I've never in my life been so certain that I have absolutely done nothing wrong here.
Yes.
This is what happened. It was a 15 seconds before he turned on me.
And
I was like, what? So this is the truth, right? Listen, this is the story. I'm fixing the thing.
Calm down.
No, but here's the thing, right? And this is what happened to me. I want to ring him now, like, and tell him to meet me. Which is what I said afterwards.
Yeah.
I said afterwards.
Can I get your number so I can ring you?
No, I asked.
So we can meet.
I asked the superiors, can we sit down at a table, me and this gentleman, okay?
Oh,
Please,
wow.
now, the other people who were running what was going on.
Yeah.
So, this is it. I can't believe I'm explaining it like this, and it's so true.
Yeah.
He walks into the room. Do you want a ham with that? I said, yeah, can you just do this thing with us, right?
Yes.
And he says, yeah, show it to me there, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes, because he seemed flustered coming in, he said, I'm so sorry. Good morning. And I said, good morning, man. And he said, you need to calm down. And I was like, what? I was like, what is going on? So, and then I says, why? What's going on? He said, you're making me very, very nervous right now.
Were you on a high?
No, I wasn't on a high at all. I had only landed in 2 minutes for him.
Right. You weren't late or anything?
No.
No.
And the thing that was happening had nothing to do with him.
With him.
I thought he was just being nice. I was like, oh, your man's going to do that. Fair play to him.
So what happened after that?
So then I said, tell me what it is that I'm doing. Because he expected me to just go,
I'm sorry.
Sorry about that now,
Yeah.
right? So,
yeah.
I had to maintain a professional attitude in the situation
You
that I was in.
couldn't poke the head of him. Straight
But
away.
I wouldn't poke the head of him.
No.
Here's the thing as well, right? There's this perception, right, that if you get aggressive, like as in if you fight back for yourself in verbally,
Yeah.
that has
That's
to
what's
lead.
common.
But that has to lead to but why does it though?
No, you're right. Yeah.
It absolutely. Here's the thing, right? I'm not trying to be a big dick here. If I have never fought anybody in my life, and the only time I ever got in a fight, right, my friend Sean Connaughton boxed me into the nose, and I said, I'm never going to take a punch ever again.
No.
That was the worst thing ever. I hated it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay? So I said, I don't want that anymore. So I'm not looking for a scrap. I hate that shit. I hate that macho where I box the head of your man. Like, that's fucking like Kendy, right? I'm a lover, man.
So you were being a lover, and you were you were asking him to explain what is making him nervous.
I said to him, tell me what it is that's making you nervous
And
right
what did
now.
he say to that?
He said, well, it doesn't matter now, does it? I said, no, it does. I said, tell me what it is that's making you nervous.
Yeah.
While one of his colleagues and a guy
We're
that I
holding
was
him
with,
up against the wall.
they were going,
As you were.
this is the knife for the have in your belly because I'll fucking drive it in. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, you're totally in the right there, Mark.
So then, this is what I said to him while everyone else in the room was then getting nervous at the fact that I had said, I'm not letting this fucking thing go, right? Because I've clearly done nothing wrong here.
Yes.
I said to him, I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now because I haven't time for this, right?
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to leave that with you. And I said, I'm going to walk 20 foot over there.
Yeah.
Once you have it done, put it into my hand and don't talk to me for the rest of the day.
Jesus.
Right?
Assertive Kendy.
That was the only way that I could deal with him without giving in. I didn't want to go, sorry. Because why would I? And this is what I'm saying to you, Ray, man. Right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to go to people, no. What you're doing right there now is not right.
Yeah.
It is absolutely not right. And this gentleman in particular, everybody's afraid of him.
Oh.
Which I found out after.
Right. Okay. So there's a history of unexplained outbursts.
An outrageous history of it. An absolutely outrageous history of it.
Yeah.
And then I said, but why isn't he taking up on us?
Was this lad a magician?
Why? Did you fall out with a French magician?
I just have experience of a French magician. Now I wouldn't be like him to do that now. But yeah.
I am not a racist. The French. Fuck me. That's all I can say. Who's the French magician, man?
I can't. Again, like no more than yourself.
Butcher, would you just tell me though?
Or just in the professional capacity, we would have had dealings.
Did you do sound for a musician?
Why are you trying? It's like me. I could have asked a heap of questions about your story that would have illuminated where you were.
You tried to get paid and he disappeared. Woo! Come on.
Yeah.
Just tell me about the French magician,
No, we
Ray.
didn't fall out. It's just, as I said, I was just wondering, because it's only French man I know. Unless it's the other lad that does the crepes. But he wouldn't have been there.
What?
There's another French lad that does crepes. I'm thinking of all the French people I know around town trying to guess who it is.
Can I just say, no, it's not. Yeah, okay, no, you won't. You think you know who it is and you don't.
No, I said I was just guessing.
Can I just say?
So it's not a magician, doesn't make crepes.
It's the French women are tremendous.
Oh,
by the
right,
way.
okay, yeah.
I
Fair
know
enough.
a lot of French young ones.
Yeah.
They're tremendous.
Okay.
The fellas, man, they have this, they're born with this chip on their shoulder.
Careful now. We have a huge French contingent that listen to this podcast.
Yeah, sorry for the 1.5 French people that might have stumbled across a TikTok once.
And now they're gone now.
And now they're gone.
Well,
Sorry
half
about
of this
that.
podcast loves you.
I'm just saying. Honestly, will you stop apologising for
I'm
pricks?
sorry to France.
You stop apologising for pricks, Ray.
Stop now. I'm going to explain.
Go on.
There's a reason why I do it.
Go on.
And it's because it just saves me an awful lot of hassle. You're right, you give in. You have to strategically give in. You're going to go, look at, and it's not even worth it.
Yeah.
You accept the fact that someone's been difficult.
Yeah.
And you're going, you're being odd, peculiar, and difficult at this very moment in time. So I'm just going to use these few words to kind of negate that, and then everything is cool for the rest of the day, and nobody gets nervous. Yeah. But you mentioned there in that circumstance that other people in the room were getting nervous,
really nervous,
uneasy because of the way this was developing. Yeah. So had I been in your shoes, it wouldn't have developed like that. I would have shut it down. Nobody would have got nervous. Yeah. The reason I probably would have shut it down was for the benefit of me, because I just had to spend the rest of the day there, and for the benefit of the other gentlemen or ladies in the room who also had to be there. Yeah. And to be honest with you, I can't change Mr. Frenchman. He's going to be peculiar to everybody else. And,
I know.
But he's not going to faze me.
Yeah.
And did you spend the day then kind of going, no, Frenchman?
I called some people aside and I said, I'm just letting you know, I'm not letting that go. And I said, here's why. We didn't get in an argument over anything.
Yeah. It became a big drama.
Which had happened before. They told me what happens with this gentleman and why he gets the way he is. Yeah. And I said, none of that is the case here. And I said, here's the one thing. The one rule Kendy has, bar no one does nothing for nothing, is I do not let people talk to me like that.
Okay.
That's like a, you know what I mean? Like, I use that across the board.
Yeah.
That's like the one thing that I hold on to. I don't let people, I'm not letting people talk to me like that without getting away with it.
The difference is you don't let them do it.
Yeah.
So you stop them physically doing it.
Yeah, I'm going to stop you there. Yeah. You're not doing that anymore.
Whereas I let them do it, but I don't, I don't absorb it. Yeah. I'm kind of, it just water off a duck's back, as that
But how do you know you don't absorb it?
Well, I don't think so. Although that would explain a lot of the sleep talking. Maybe subconsciously I'm fierce vexed.
But like, what if you go on a rampage in 10 years?
Oh, like, yeah, shoot the whole place up.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're just like, you wake up one night and you're like, oh, and you just like, you turn into the Hulk.
Yeah, that could happen.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't think, oh, maybe it does stay with me, actually, now that you mention it.
Hulky McAndrew, they'd call you. They'd call you Hulky McAndrew. I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay.
It's the one rule Kendy has. No, you're not talking about that, unfortunately, now.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean?
It's very frightening.
Sorry, no, I have another Frenchman. I can't believe it.
Another person upset you.
Remember on me stag, I told you about the Frenchman that was up in the top bunk? I just realised as well.
Yeah.
I had the same premise with him. He told me, shut the fuck up. And I said, hang on now a sec. Even though I was drunk, it was the same rule.
Yeah.
I don't care what is happening to you and how vexed you are. You're not talking to me like you just talked to me.
That's very.
And I'm going to stop you right there.
Very admirable.
Like, is that not a good rule? Like, you know
it's grand, but like I said, it sometimes will lead you into a situation where you had to pull people aside in that previous circumstance. You had to tell them what happened. Whereas the other approach, it's over in a second. You're kind of like, yeah,
but but then he has big timed you.
He has, but
you have been big time.
It doesn't bother you. It shouldn't bother you that he's big time.
No, everybody else's perception of you then changes.
Oh,
they're like, I can't believe Ray just got big timed and let it happen.
Yeah,
and I think that's why I have no respect for you.
Oh, sorry, I'm coming to some huge realizations now about my place in the world. Would it be a lot of people that have no respect?
No, but that's
for
why
me?
no one is having respect. That's why no one is having respect for you, mate.
Okay.
Do you ever notice that? No?
Yeah, no, it's been in the back of my mind, you know.
Fuck's sake.
So right.
Oh, jeez.
After a great start, this episode is.
Oh, that's a belter, mate. Oh, have you any crack? No. Anyway, look, I'm only messing when I say that about the French. It's just most of your fellas are you know what I mean. Anyway,
we'll move swiftly on. Now, I'm really recovering from that last round, but these are my little bits of the week. See if anything trigger
Ray's little bits.
Yeah. That's all I've got. This week we were in the Kitchen Garden, which is a little cafe in Ballina.
The Kitchen Garden.
The Kitchen Garden.
Well, what the hell does that mean?
What?
Is it an outdoor barbecue
job?
No,
it's a little cafe.
Yeah.
And I met the old pair for the lunch.
Oh yeah.
And it was lovely.
Okay.
And we chatted, and then we left the Kitchen Garden and walked through the Dunn's Arcade and out the other side of the car park.
And what else did you do in your holidays?
So I've painted the picture for you now. Lovely. So you can imagine us walking out into the car park, and all of a sudden ML, my father, stops, hands in pockets, turns around to me and the mother, and he says to me, he says, everyone in there was admiring my shoes. So immediately, me and the mother looked down, because we weren't looking at his shoes. So we looked down and realised that he was actually wearing his farming shoes, which would be an old pair of dirty old yokes that they would have been good shoes back in 1982.
I was going to say, what was it about his shoes?
Yeah, but he wanted to draw attention from us that he had got away with wearing his farm shoes into the kitchen garden cafe.
But does he think that people were admiring his shoes in there, or were they wondering what the smell was?
No, they weren't. All he was trying to do, he just wanted a little bit of validation.
that he got away with it.
In order to do that, he stopped and he said, everyone in there was admiring my shoes. He made a little joke.
That might have been a test on Carmel.
Oh.
Because maybe he's going, this woman don't be looking at me in the mirror.
Maybe it is,
She didn't even notice that I've me bad farmer juice in the 80s.
Yeah, because normally she would probably, in an earlier years, would have probably reminded him, said, you're not going to town dressed like that.
Absolutely.
Now she doesn't care.
She would have said, now she doesn't care anymore.
Not a bit to care in the world.
See, my old one is still kind of in the mode of, like, my father in his 60 plus years has never turned to me and said, Mark, I bet to go in here because I have to get a few shirts. Or, you know what I mean?
He's never...
Never, ever. My mother says to me now once a year for an occasion, I'm going to come up to Sligo because I have to get your father a suit. Like, he has never himself decided I need new clothes.
Do you know what? Isn't that just a great way to be?
Isn't it?
To have... Now, in fairness, as I'm sitting here, I don't remember buying clothes the last 2 years. I know that I think of it. I actually now that I think of it, everything I'm wearing bar the t-shirt, which is an old Jack and Jones one that I've managed to hold on to, was all purchased as through birthday presents or Christmas presents or anniversary presents. Yeah, but she's definitely styling me.
Irish women are absolutely brilliant because they find us, right? And then we need them. We're completely dependent, right? And once we become completely dependent,
they have us.
They then make us look like what they want us to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, but then it breaks down because the Irish man, they know well, you see, we're vulnerable. Yeah. The Irish man is vulnerable. And I see it now, getting into my 30s. I am more and more dressing for comfort than I am for style.
But you're buying your own clothes.
And more.
Is Nicola buying new clothes?
No, Nicola would buy the odd one. Nicola's not like my old one.
Right.
And she loved that I said that, by the way, as well.
Because
sometimes... No, Nicola.
Right.
Because I sometimes tell Nicola that's exactly what my mother would do, and it freaks her out. But anyway, sorry, your father anyway
that was one small thing.
Okay, go on. So I keep going, because I had to be cutting across the way like it's nothing.
The next item then on the list of small things that happened was I was sitting in the living room watching Star Trek. I paused it for a minute, and Sean was pootling out the kitchen. Yeah. And Sean coughed.
Right.
So
he was bent over.
This is what happened. This is what happened. He said, he didn't say, he just went. He went, so it is.
That's really catching on now.
It really is. He, on his own in the kitchen, he coughed and then he followed up with, so it is. Yeah.
Hey, everybody, honestly now, keep doing that shit.
Did you get caught out for April Fool's Day?
No. Why did you?
At all?
No.
Oh, I got done a couple of times.
But, I mean, you have only yourself to blame. Like, what a stupid bastard you are. Because it's the one day of the year where you just keep your wits... Everything you hear, you know is going to be a lie.
You forget as the day goes on. So there I was around 11 or 12 o'clock looking at the Facebook, on an old tea break in the job. And I seen an ad for... And again, our tremendous sponsors, Anderson's Bar and Grill and Bar. And the nightclub that is upstairs is called Electric Avenue. Yeah. And Electric Avenue had a post up saying that they're bringing out, we're going to have a doggy disco. Right?
I didn't see that.
So there was a big spiel about the fact, bring your dog out to the disco. And like, this was directed at students. So students actually could bring their own dogs to the disco. And don't forget to bring the pooper bags. Yeah. And there was going to be lots of dog-related tunes played as well. Oh my God. Who Let the Dogs Out.
Yeah.
That's all that sort of crack. Yeah. And I was kind of thinking, I was looking at it going, oh God, how is it going to work this? Are the speakers going to be all right? I was thinking about the rig that was in the room. I was going, if a dog pisses in that new PA, I'm going to be upset.
When did you find out it was an April Fool's?
Well, I'd written it down in my notes and everything to talk to you about.
Oh my God. Right. Okay. Sorry now.
And then it was Laura that pointed out, now Ray.
No, but hang on. Hang on.
Yeah.
Right? In Sligo, that is a ridiculous idea. Yeah. Because we have significantly less notions on the West Coast.
I just can't imagine 400 or 500 drunken students and the equivalent number of dogs.
I read a list, right? It must have been on Love and Dasayi or something along those lines, right? Yeah. It was called the 20 best pubs in Ireland.
Yes, sing that.
One of them was an LGBTQ plus pub in Dublin.
Okay.
I can't remember the name of it, but at the bottom of the piece, it was like ranked number 6 or something. It's supposed to be a great spot to go out. Anyway, at the bottom of it, it said, also bring your pups because this pub is dog friendly.
Okay.
So what you just said there, we're going to have a dog night in Anderson's and it's an April Fool's and everyone on the West Coast laughs at it. Over on the East Coast, man,
that's a real thing.
The dogs are drinking fucking Jägermeister and tequila. There's Dobermans, man, out of it, right?
Yeah.
And going up to a Pomeranian with one eye closed. Well, you old bitch. How often do you come? That's your sister, is it? Yeah. Where? House of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so that's a thing.
So what you're
that's
saying? Where I was, but then again, maybe that's me. Maybe I was more Dublin centric. And I was looking at it as real. Why would that be an episode?
I know, and that's the thing. And like, here's the thing as well. I hate fucking notion places as well. I know I'm on about notions as well, but you know another thing that just wouldn't work here. It just would not work, right? There's pubs in Dublin that are like, this is a 90s team pub, right? Come in, we have all the arcades in the world and you can drink out of a fucking boot. You know, and like, I'm just like, this is very evidently a gimmick. This isn't a cool place to be in.
Or my favourite spot, a cat bar.
What does that mean?
A bar with loads of cats.
No, I thought you meant like that bar is cat hate. You know, like a cycle.
No.
The bar was cat.
A cat bar.
So what did the cats be drinking in there?
Oh, it's more cafes that you have cats in. But I think there's pubs as well where you get loads of cats.
Oh, man, I'd say it's absolutely full of... I was going to fucking... I mean, come on, like, were you trying to line that up, you prick?
I was trying to stop you doing it.
Anyway, keep going.
So that's I got over my comedian problems with the mic stands.
What does that mean? Go on, go on.
I had Chris Kent was on in Anderson's on last Friday night.
Lovely.
I have to say to all the listeners of the podcast that if you're looking for a comedian to look out for, Chris Kent is one of them.
I've never heard of him now. Isn't that mad?
That's the part, and that's what's really odd.
Yeah.
Because in fairness, he came down to Sly. He drove from Cork for starters.
Right. Is he from Cork?
No, he's from Cork.
Okay.
And he's working as an electrician down there.
No way.
So he arrived into the venue in his work pants.
Right, like Snickers.
I was delighted Laura wasn't there because she would have left me straight away.
Why, does she like work pants?
She likes the work pant.
Oh my God, Laura, it just moved to Roscommon then. Every fella's in a work pant. You Snickers belts and Snickers pants and all that kind of stuff.
The whole lot.
Oh, eyebrow piercings. Yeah. Laura should be, honestly.
Let's keep her where she is. So, he arrived in and he was writing a set list out, which I was very impressed with, a comedian with a set list. So 2 A4 pages and he had all his topics to talk about.
And did he like introduce them like they were songs? Well, this next one's about my neighbour's mother. You're going to like this one. Here we go. I was out next door. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, go on anyway.
He could do this one.
A shy comedian. Go on anyway.
But he did his own support.
Right. So, did he?
Yeah. So he got up on stage and go, how's it going? The main show will be starting in about a half an hour, but to start with, I'm going to do my own support.
No way.
And he said, your support is normally not as good as the main show, so don't be expecting much from it. But he did a 2-hour show.
Jesus,
he did a half an
Christ.
hour of support and then he did at least another hour and a half of shy talk after that.
And were people well into it?
It was very, very funny.
No fucking way.
So look up the Chris Kents.
The Chris Kents.
Yeah,
look up all those Chris Kents.
Yeah.
And I mean, yet again, it's so weird that I have to say this and that it just came into my head. But Anderson's still throwing on live comedy and
all
shit.
the time,
man.
yeah. There was comedy on the Friday night, there was a rock band on the Saturday night. It's great to see it.
Unbelievable. Chris Kent, I wonder, could we get him on the podcast?
I was going to ask him, but do you know when you see someone and you realise, geez, they're actually class?
Yeah.
You're less likely to
go up to them.
To kind of ask them.
Did you know, Ray, that I got asked to do my professional unpaid gig, my first professional unpaid gig?
What do you mean?
I got asked by a gentleman in town, would you come and do 5 minutes comedy in a venue?
Go away!
I did, and I said you could fuck off.
Well, why wouldn't you do it?
Because I'm not a comedian,
but
man.
You get up and talk. You did a course, you VTech level 5 in it.
Yeah, but the VTech level 5, man, I mean, we all know VTech level 5 is some dog shit, right?
Stop now.
It is. In comedy, it is anyway,
actually,
for sure.
You've brought me on to something.
Go on.
James O'Malley.
Oh, yeah, James O'Malley.
Fan of the podcast.
That's right.
Major complaint.
What?
I'm only after catching up last few episodes. I heard Kendy telling future computer science students that they don't need maths for their degree. My job in the university in Maynooth is to quite literally make sure that students take maths more seriously and make sure they know how important it is. But perhaps more egregious was the fact that keyboard players didn't even enter into your discussions on the sexiest players in a band.
I know, they're so forgetful.
Unforgivable, he said. I felt compelled to contact you as I cannot possibly, in all good conscience, allow a child to be brought up in a home that doesn't properly appreciate maths or keyboards. Sort your shit out or I'll be withdrawing my patronage and phoning the ISPCA. P.S. Congrats, Kendy, on the wee yoke.
Okay, here's the thing. Thanks, James Ray. But firstly, I have a lot of respect for James Ray.
Yeah.
Right? Because he heard something, right? Someone tried to big time him and his credentials, right? even if it was inadvertently.
Sure.
And he says, I'm not going to fucking let that happen. And now all of a sudden he's been read out on the live broadcast.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
and we've been put in our box.
And I've been put in my box. So I am so sorry.
Would you be inclined to say, stop now, I'm not going to let anyone like that talk to me?
No, because
otherwise we're going down my road and we're apologising.
We can't keep big timing and big timing and big timing.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because eventually we both go big time then, or we both end up in the small time.
Right.
But here's the thing that he did say there about the keyboard player, right?
Yeah.
Okay? Of course, not going to talk about keyboard players. Jesus Christ.
They're not sexy.
They're not sexy at all. It's the worst thing ever, man. But
not sexy.
They're the worst. It's the worst. Nothing sexy about a keyboard.
No.
I want to tell you a great story, right?
Sorry now.
I was not at the gig in
I'm
Lily's.
feeling bad for the people I've just insulted.
But it doesn't matter. Don't be. You cut that out, Ray. I'll cut you out now.
Right.
Don't cut that out. The keyboard players aren't sexy. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Listen to me now. Right? Worse than that again. Right? Bass players are probably worse. Here's the thing. Luke Stevani filled in for me in Lily's on Sunday.
I hear you're not coming back.
I won't be coming back, right? No. I sent in a message to the boys group. Luke's going to do Sunday, lads. Can't do it.
Yeah, on the bass.
Luke walks in the door, right? And he's carrying gear. Yeah. The doorman in Lily's, who's there every single Sunday, right? Yeah. Goes, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
He says, I'm filling in for Mark.
Yeah.
He's not around tonight. Doorman goes, all right, okay, Jesus. Yeah, sure, go, yeah, whatever. He goes out to load in even more gear. And the doorman says to him, who did you say you're filling in for again? And he said, did you say Tabby? He said, no, Sean. And then he goes, no. And he said, well, it has to be Dwayne then, right?
Why?
And Luke said, no. He said, Mark. And the doorman said, I didn't know there was a Mark in that. He thought there was only 3 people in the band.
Oh, wow.
So that shows you how little. Here's the worst thing.
But I know the way you walk into places. Huh. You somehow scrunch your shoulders together like this.
Yeah, I don't want to be in anyone's way.
Yeah. you rein in your shoulders. Yeah. And you're all bashful. Yeah. And you try and excuse yourself into the place. Excuse me.
Because I do have a lot of respect for people, Ray.
And that's why nobody notices you.
The doorman who's there every fucking week, the bouncer.
Didn't even know you.
He doesn't know I'm a person. He doesn't know that I'm up there. Like... Yeah. Who does he think is walking by him every day with an amp?
He doesn't see you because your elbows and things are scrunched
in. I said to Luke, get used to it, man. If you decide you want to play bass from now on, like you have to live a life of no one giving a shit about you. No one's going to give a shit. You're not going to get any viewers. Yeah. You're not going to get any, you do a solo on a bass. No one even, they're like, okay.
No one wants that.
No one wants it.
No.
And Tabby keeps calling bass solos on Sunday. I'm like, Tabby, no one knows.
But he's doing that for a joke.
They don't know I'm here. One. What are you talking about?
No, that we're all laughing about that. You talk about me, have no one have respect for me. That's a joke.
Am I getting big timed every day as well? Yeah, oh my God, there's so many levels. There's so many levels to the big timings. Fucking hell. Unbelievable.
Anyway, that's James and Manny. We do apologise. We're not big timing anymore. So, and
I'll lay off.
You're very sexy.
Ray, can I do a couple of shout outs?
You can, yeah.
Okay, so, because I'm going to forget these otherwise, right? I want to shout out Mihal, who is continuously now coming into Lily's, right? To see Kendy every Tuesday. And every single Tuesday he lands in, he says, Kendy, I just want to let you know I love the podcast, right?
Yeah.
And I'd be saying, Mihal, you don't tell me every week, boy. Yeah. Okay? Take it easy. Right? Mihal, fair play to you. The other thing then is I want to say hello to Keith Bilbo Boggins, right? I want to have a big sexy hello to Keith Bilbo Boggins and his wonderful wife Vanessa O'Hara.
Vanessa Boggins.
Right? But she's not Boggins anymore.
She married G. Boggins.
Yeah, but I'm not surprised though. Imagine if you married a Boggins, right? And then the Boggins gentleman was like, are you going to change your name? And you're like, I never even thought of that.
Because Vanessa O'Hara is a lovely name, like.
Well, here's the thing, right? I gave out to Vanessa last night, so I have to apologise.
Oh.
She also came in. And I said, well, Keith and Amy, how are you keeping?
Keith and Amy.
And they didn't react. And I said, you ignorant bastards. And then they were like, oh, hi, right? And then halfway through the next song, I realised, sure, her name's not Amy at all.
Right.
So I have to apologise for getting your big old name wrong, okay? So sorry about that. And then I have another shout out as well. I have to shout out a gentleman called Mike Ryan, okay?
Finally.
Mike Ryan, you know why you're getting shouted out,
why?
Okay? But I can't say why you're getting shouted out, but a big shout out to you.
He's not the Frenchman, is he?
No, he's not the Frenchman. Hey, he has a name that sounds like...
Every American firefighter in the history of
No, but
American...
he's a firefighter.
Ah, stop.
I'm not joking. He's a firefighter,
is
man.
He?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, he has a name that sounds like what I asked myself after the very last episode of Friends.
Am I crying?
Mike Ryan. Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Mike Ryan. Anyway, listen, fair play to all you, like, Mike, you know who shouted you out. No, you know you. And that's all my crack. It's great to have Brendan back flicking the cameras, isn't it?
It is indeed.
So fair play to you, Brendan, as well.
We took him back on.
Just about,
You
man.
have to close that story arc. Can I just say something before we go?
Go on.
I've been listening more and more to Blind Boy Boat Club.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Tis a tranquil experience.
Oh, he's marvellous.
Do you like it, do you?
Yeah, I have to say I'm really enjoying him.
I hate change. I know we know that. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, but he's very good, and he's very good at advertising his Patreon.
Oh, is he?
But we don't have anything on our Patreon, so we're going to have to...
We're shy at advertising Patreon.
But if you'd like to give us a $5 a month, that's great. Sign up. And
but we're doing the videos again. They got the big sexy video and the big fair play to everyone.
We did, yeah.
Last week. Did you not see
That's
it?
true, yeah. No, I seen that much up. I seen it, no, in fairness, they got that.
And what did I do, Ray? I deflected from you. I said it was all my fault.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Well, it was all my fault,
Yeah.
but like that's why I said that. But I'm just saying, I said that it's obviously my fault. This has not been working.
But if you'd like to sign up for the Patreon, it's only $5.
Patreon.com/Kendy and Raybo podcast.
Yeah.
Can we also announce? Let's announce.
Oh, can
it.
we announce it?
It's unbelievable. I can't believe this. We are sponsoring a rose in the Sligo Rose.
I thought you were announcing something completely else.
Oh,
different.
fuck's sake, man. What would you think I was going with those?
Sorry now. Yeah, there's another thing we have to announce as well.
Oh, sorry. We're sponsoring the rose. Keep that in mind, right?
Well, do you want to get into that first?
There's going to be a Kendy and Raybo rose.
Let's talk about the rose.
Yeah. Here's
Why?
the thing. Because I think...
saved all this now for now.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? The rose tree is
boggles my mind.
It's brilliant.
Okay.
But why is it not brilliant, though?
Because I don't understand it.
Yeah, but it's class, right?
It's basically a fleet of women, right? And a fleet of judges, and they decide, I don't know, what is it? It's not who's the prettiest. It's not who's the soundest.
Yeah, thank God.
It's not who's the most money. It's not who's the most talented. What is it?
It's who feels the most everything. Who has the most of everything?
Who's the most quintessential?
Who feels the most Irish?
Irish, okay.
Who has the most glint in their eye?
Okay.
Who tells the best story?
But it's not all totally subjective.
Who does the best shadows? Ray?
Right.
Who reads the best poem from Seamus Heaney's?
Right. So
or
it's
who
an Irish
sings Caledonia the best?
It's an Irish competition, and then the question is, for gender equality purposes, where's the male Rose Tralee? Is there such a thing?
But why?
Or is that the All Stars, the GAA All Stars?
Yeah, but no, it's not. 'Cause that's sexist. What you just said. The men do the sport, the women do the. I think there's nothing wrong with going. We're going to bring all these young ones in. We're not going to put them in fucking bikinis.
No,
you know what I mean?
fair enough. Yeah.
We're not going to do that. We're going to bring them up on stage. If they want to sing a song, we're going to see if we like, and we'll just pick one of them.
I think Father Ted ruined it for me.
Well, the Lovely Girls competition.
Kind of just, that's it now. There it is.
But we are sponsoring the Sligo one, and the Sligo Rose is going to go to the Rose of Tralee, right? So we're sponsoring Gracie's final.
You're pretty much sure that she's going to win through the early qualification.
She is
the heat.
Ray. She's an American,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
Who has family in Ballymore, who moved here because she got to know us, and she always wants to be in her ancestral homeland.
Okay.
That is going to be absolutely frothing, man.
Right.
How are you going? Come on, come up here now, Grace. We have a chat with you.
Fair enough. She's ticking them boxes.
She's ticking every box.
What's the talent?
Huh?
What's the talent?
She could sing Spancel Hill.
Okay.
She could read a poem.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
She could fucking juggle. I don't care, man. She could shoot ping pong balls.
But you're the one that
I
went
couldn't give a shit.
You don't mind, as long you just want to give her the chance.
I just see the dollar signs flashed in front of my eyes as we load an American up on to the Sligo stage and put her up on the Sligo stage.
See what happens.
Let's see what happens, Ray. We have to buy her a dress. I never told you that.
What
was?
What do you mean?
We might have to buy her a dress. I never told you that. You're supposed to buy them a dress.
I know where we bring her.
Go on.
Carmel's Fashions.
No, Carmel's Fashions or Out to Lavin's video today.
Oh, Lavin's out Ballymore.
We're out to Lavin's in Ballymore and we'll get her a lovely frock.
Yeah.
And she'll be going, frocking hell, I look well in that. Okay?
Jeez.
Go on anyway, Ray. What's the other announcement?
Well, just on that, I had a little small problem with Carmel's Fashions. I told you before, Carmel's Fashions is a shop in Ballina.
Yeah, it is.
My mother, when I was home last night, said she had a load of clothes in the house and she was inquiring, how am I going to get rid of these clothes? The sisters of mine, left all their stuff behind them when they moved out. Including bridesmaids' dresses belonging to Joanne.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so the mother wants to get rid of them.
Yeah.
So the mother says, how will I get rid of them? I said, well, Laura's mighty job. She was working on the old Depop.
What?
Depop.
What's that?
Depop is
the clothes website. Yeah. I thought it was like a fucking music genre you were on about. Go on, sorry.
Anyway, so I said to the mother, I said, I could set you up on the Depop. So I spent an hour and a half on Wednesday night setting up Carmel's
Fashions.
I called it Carmel's Fashions.
Yes!
But I thought it was good crack. But it was only when I was driving back to Sligo that I realised, fuck, I'm after taking the name of the shop in town. They might have their own Depop.
I don't think they would.
Yeah.
I think your mother might be the only woman on Depop.
Yeah, well, if you're looking to find Carmen's fashions on Depop, look up Carmen's fashions. She has one item for sale. They're the bridesmaids' dresses. I helped her take the photos, and I also did a live video where she describes the.
Hello and welcome to Carmen's video today.
She asked her to describe the bridesmaids' dresses.
Oh my
God!
So
she does a lovely description about all the little features of them, and she's awful cute. God bless her.
That's brilliant.
And they haven't been sold yet, so if you're looking for a nice blue bridesmaid dress in a size 12 or 14,
right. Never worn. Yeah,
one careful lady owner.
One careful lady owner. Yeah, and fair play to them.
So we're sponsoring Rose, right?
Yeah, go on. What's the other?
How much is the dress?
I don't know. She hadn't picked it yet.
Right.
Don't rob us now, Gracie, man. Honest to God, no.
Okay.
Jeez, we stood up. Like, come on. Now.
I'll have issues with this throughout the process, but I hope you're right.
Yeah, honestly, it's going to make or break us, right?
Okay. Lastly, we have a live show.
Yeah, we do.
Thank you.
This time we're going to promote it, aren't we?
Well, this is us promoting it.
Here's the thing. Can I tell? No. This can't be the only way of promoting it. Stop.
No, well, Tierney's obviously getting paid to promote it, so he's
here
going
we
to
go.
be flat out.
Sorry, no. Brendan will now be promoting this.
Yeah, he's going to plague the shite out of people like he does for everything else.
Yeah, but will you just let him? Will you let him, though?
I let him to a point, and then when he starts getting annoying, I say, calm it down now.
No, because again, you're apologising for something that is, you know what I mean? This is what Ray does, Brendan, right? In case you didn't know that. He says, I don't want to put up more than one post today now because we don't want to be annoying people. And you're like, why are you so apologetic for something that you don't know? We don't know
because when I'm not, if it's not to do with me and I'm watching other people's stuff being annoyed, there's a level at which an event will be advertised to. It'll be an acceptable level where I'm going, I've seen that advertised, I may go. Yeah. And then it crosses the Brendan line and then it's I'm sick of hearing about that gig, I don't want to go.
Actually, you're dead right. There's no point in having too many people there. You're right, Ray. Actually, sorry about that.
Well, you see what a success the last one was.
Ray, fuck off now. No, fuck off now, because I'm fucking annoyed now you said that.
It has to be better this time.
But that was the perfect amount of advertising for you, wasn't it?
To
just say to people, probably going to do that there. So, okay, we'll see you later. We didn't annoy them now. Like, that's the equivalent to when Dougal and Ted rock up to the door and they're like, they're going to be asleep, so I'm just going to knock a little bit.
Yeah.
But then Dougal goes, well, why? You have to wake him up, like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What day is it on?
And also, it's April the 25th.
Yeah.
It is a Monday night.
In Anderson's.
It's upstairs in Anderson's. It's going to be the inaugural night of the lounge.
Oh, man.
And that's what we're calling it.
Woo!
The inaugural night of the lounge.
Can we call it the front lounge? Because all the great pubs in the country. Yeah, it's the front lounge.
It is the front lounge.
Like every great pub in rural Ireland is a front lounge.
Yeah.
The boys were out the back playing pool and I was sitting in the front lounge. I was chatting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so this is the front lounge.
Yeah.
The upstairs front lounge.
The upstairs front lounge.
Yeah, the inaugural night, the upstairs front lounge.
Brilliant.
But it's going to be a show recorded live.
Yeah.
We can't guarantee it's going to be any good, but look at...
Apologising again. Jesus Christ, Ray.
I need to go to therapy.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, will you stop?
Yeah.
Anyway, look, sir, come to it or don't come to it. Ray doesn't care.
We have no... we were just come to it. It's at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock on the 25th of April.
25th. Book the old... what do you call them there now? Hostel.
Book a hostel.
Book a hostel now.
Book a
hostel.
Book a hostel now. Ray, we have to go because I could die.
Yeah, okay.
Listen, fair play to everyone. You fair play to Andersons and the Blind Tiger and all those wonderful people out there.
Thank you very much for your continued sponsorship.
Ray.
Oh, I have to give you the what's on.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, good, lovely.
It's
perfect.
It's a quiet weekend this weekend, but after that, then Tinna's Lizzie are on there on the 16th of April, and the Jerry Cinnamon Experience is on.
Oh, people are going to love that.
She'll
be a belter.
She'll be a belter.
That was a judge. You know that one.
What?
You're shite, man. You're the worst person.
There's a song by him, I know.
Yes, it is.
Get your hand out of the camera.
Fair play to me.
Fair play to me.
Good luck.
Good luck.
The Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Tremendous Event Centre and Wonderful Food Items, and the Blind Tiger's marvellous alcoholic fruit drinks.